A lot of you had terrible things happen to you when you were kids. A lot of us did, actually. It's kind of hard to make it through life without junk happening to you. However, there comes a point when it can't be your entire identity, and there comes a point when it has to be something that we move forward from. How do you get past your past trauma?
Stop looking at the world through what someone else did to you and assuming that everyone else is going to be the same. When I meet Jack for the first time, I don't have to put my burdens on him because he's not that person. And I can take his actions and his intentions and who he is into our relationship and not feel like I have to be on guard with him unless he gives me a reason.
Yeah, we call these triggers. A lot of things that happen to us when we're young. It may be the way a name that your mom called you, or the way your dad talked to you, or anything like that. And whenever you have those triggers come up later in life, it hits your unconscious mind and it brings back that moment. And then you can, you can deliver that pain out on everybody else without knowing what's even going on. And so you got to really take inventory of your life and what's happened to you in the past, and think about those things and work on them so you don't do that to sabotage your relationships, essentially.
Awareness is a huge thing in this. These triggers that Jack is referring to, if I'm not aware that I'm actually feeling something, I'm going to respond and not know why. You have to know what's going on in your mind. You may not know why it's happening, but at least be aware that something has triggered you so that you can respond and calm yourself down before ruining a relationship.
If you're still carrying something that happened 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years ago, it's time to start kind of leaning into the identity that you want to have. Are you going to be a victim of what happened to you as a kid, or are you going to be a survivor of what happened to you as a kid, or an overcomer of the things that have happened to you? And if in that same awareness that she referenced, if you become aware of the fact that I'm still carrying this, why in the world would you go through life without dealing with some of it?
And then we got to go to the kids, right? When you have kids now, if you're not careful and you haven't worked through those things, you're going to make your own kids feel the same way you felt. And think about how bad you felt and how much just bitterness and hate you had towards those people that did those things to you, and you're creating that in your own child towards you. And it's going to happen. It will if you don't take care of this, because that's how we are. We're humans and we just go through the patterns. I guarantee you, if I would have had kids in my 20s before I met Jesus and got my life turned around, I would have been a terrible father. But I met Jesus, had kids in my 30s, and so everything's great now. But that's because I worked through those things and I figured it out. And I can look back and tell you that I would not have been a good parent, because I still had lots of things that I would have been taken out on my kids and been completely unaware of.
You'll either resolve your issues or you'll pass them on. Your traumas, the places where you felt socially unaccepted, the big things, the small things, how you felt about junk. Sometimes it's important to figure out where things came from and how people are receiving you. And if you need help going through some of the things that you've been carrying for a long time, give us a call.